Hi, this is Linda Morris, and many years ago now, I met a doctor that talked about an eating plan. It's like more of a lifestyle on how to release weight, especially over 50, because our body changes and sometimes it can be more difficult. And a friend of mine asked me to do it with her. It was actually, I was my Zumba doctor. She's an MD that teaches Zumba also was teaching this plan at her office. And this friend said, "Hey, will you do this with me?" And I said, "Okay, sure." Well, you have to make an appointment with the doctor and then you have to buy all this food. And I'm like, did I sign up for this? And I'm like, okay, I just went with it. So I went and learned this eating plan. In fact, I went like 4 or 5 times to learn more about it. In fact, I had her speak at a Nikken event here in St. Petersburg probably 10 years ago. And then Nikken came out with the Vital Balance meal replacement, and it's like the most perfect powder. It's a total meal replacement. It more than fulfills what the other doctor's plan actually did because it didn't have any bad ingredients in it. It was all good. It was all for good. So I adapted it, and actually, along with Roger Drummer and another doctor, we kind of edited that plan and made it into what we call the Vital Balance Eating Plan. So I'm going to share my screen, and there is a lot of information. So hang in there, or come and go, or fast forward, do whatever you got to do. But we are going to actually just share this information with you, and with what I consider the most advanced, perfect meal replacement, which is the Kenzen Vital Balance. So I'm going to see how I get this to keep. Okay. Oops. Take two. Had to think about that. Okay, here we go. Let's see if it'll let me advance. Yes, it did. Um, so our problem in our world today is obesity, fatigue, and cognitive problems. And I think we're all aware of these problems, and a lot of them have gotten worse in the last couple of years. So when we look at how to manage the pounds and why it's so important, every pound of fat that you gain produces 7 miles of new blood vessels. Every pound of fat that you gain produces 7 miles of new blood vessels. So imagine what burden those few little extra pounds you joke about can put on your heart. On the positive side, every pound you release or lose results in a 4 pound reduction in knee joint load or knee pressure. If you lost 10 pounds, you could have a total of 48,000 less pounds of pressure for every mile you walk. That's huge. So, on the Vital Balance eating program, you transform your body's ability to digest sugars properly by regulating your insulin level. Well, how? It's like by giving your pancreas a well deserved break, by cutting out simple and complex carbs until you've reached your weight loss goal. This is a real solution to these problems, not some yo yo diet, and certainly not diet pills to further mess up your metabolism. We look for lasting results with real wholesome foods, teaching you key lessons that empower you to get results. On average, women lose weight at the rate of 3 to 5 pounds per week, and men 4 to 7 pounds per week. So, lesson number one is to learn to live off your body's own fat reserves. Your body gets its energy from three reserves: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. The body first burns energy from its simple and complex carbohydrate reserves, and when depleted, turns simultaneously to its protein and fat reserves for energy. Number two, your body only stores 3 days worth of carbs. Because of this, the Vital Balance diet has a beginning and an end, like a treatment. Until you reach 100% of your weight loss goal, we restrict all sugars from your diet, even healthy fruits and those vegetables that have a high sugar content, such as corn, potatoes, beets, peas, carrots, and the like. 4 grams of carbohydrates is equal to 1 teaspoon of sugar. So as long as sugar is entering your system, you're not burning fat, which means you can't lose weight. It's as simple as that. Remember, your body first takes its energy from your carb reserves. The idea is to deplete your carb reserves completely in order to get your body to turn to its fat to burn calories. Fat is stored sugar. So when you put too many grams of carbs into your system, your pancreas senses danger, zeroes out the danger with insulin. Your body realizes it has no more sugar, thus craves more sugar. You eat more carbohydrates, usually too many, and the vicious cycle is on and keeps repeating. So, this is just a group of foods I found in my cupboard one day and decided, okay, let's take a look at the labels and see how much sugar or what our body interprets as sugar is in each thing. So we look at a teaspoon of sugar is equal to 4 grams of carbohydrates. So a typical American healthy diet or breakfast is like 1 8-ounce glass of orange juice, which is 26 grams of carbs when you look at the label. That equals 6.5 teaspoons of sugar, or essentially 2 tablespoons. So what I would do is I'd have people do this. And like if we're doing a presentation, or you can do this in your house, you can do it yourself with the PowerPoint, which I'm happy to email you. And you get a big bowl, you get a bag of sugar, and you get tablespoons and teaspoons, and you just start scooping. So we would scoop 2 teaspoons of sugar for that 8-ounce glass of orange juice. 1 cup of oatmeal is equal to 54 grams of carbs, which is 4.5 tablespoons of sugar. So you'd scoop that into a measuring cup. 1/8 of a cup of raisins, 15 grams of carbs, 1.25 tablespoons of sugar. 2 teaspoons of brown sugar is 2 teaspoons of sugar. 1 piece of whole grain toast is equal to 44 grams of carbs, which is almost 4 tablespoons of sugar, which is a lot. And that just doesn't seem fair, but it's true. So the breakfast total is 147 grams of carbs, which is 36 teaspoons of sugar, or actually a little bit over 10 tablespoons of sugar when because 3 teaspoons and 1 tablespoon. When we're looking to reduce our weight, limiting our carbs to as low as possible is necessary to burn fat. So say you need 30 to 50 grams of carbs a day total, which is about 7 to 12 teaspoons of sugar a day. Okay, and whoops, I'll go back to lunch. Okay, there it is. Okay, so that's what it actually looks like when you're scooping the sugar. So that's a little under 1 cup, and that's just breakfast. So a healthy American lunch: black beans and rice. That's excellent. That's a North American and South American healthy lunch. So 2 cups of black beans is equal to 248 grams of carbs, which is 62 teaspoons of sugar. And this is where I changed it into tablespoons. And this is where you might get a wrist issue just from scooping that much sugar from the equivalent of what black beans actually is in sugar. So 1 cup of brown rice is 66 grams of carbs, which is 16.5 teaspoons of sugar. Cuban bread, 1/2 of a loaf, because it's so delicious, is 112 grams of carbs, which is equals to 28 teaspoons of sugar. So this lunch total is 426 grams of carbs, equals to 106 teaspoons of sugar. And this is where your pancreas is saying, danger, danger, danger. If you keep eating like this, you could end up having a sugar issue with your health. So this is what that equivalent in sugar now looks like. So that's about 3.5 cups of sugar for breakfast and lunch. So let's move on. Let's have spaghetti and meatballs. So spaghetti pasta, whether it's regular or gluten-free, a quarter box is 46 grams of carbs. Spaghetti sauce, 1/2 cup, is only 13 grams of carbs. Homemade meatballs without the bread is 6 grams of carbs. Garlic bread, 2 small slices, which is hard to keep, it's just 2, isn't it? That's 42 grams of carbs. 2 glasses of wine, because sometimes you just gotta chill. 42 grams of carbs. 1 slice of plain cheesecake, 33 grams of carbs. Now, this is where often I hear people say, I'd rather have the cheesecake than the wine. So for the total for this tasty meal is 182 grams of carbs, which is 45 teaspoons of sugar. So adding that in, we're now over 4.5 cups of sugar is what your pancreas is interpreting that day at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There were no Cokes, there were no snacks, and that's a typical day. So when we look at all these totals, limiting our carbs to as low as possible is necessary to burn fat. say 30 to 50 grams of carbs a day from vegetable sources, which is about 7 to 12 teaspoons of sugar a day. The primary purpose of insulin is to turn sugar into fat. So this is the Vital Balance eating plan protocol. And cutting out sugar, fruits, grains, and carbohydrates for 7 days will curb your sugar cravings. Protein only means no sugar, no fruit, no juice, no grains, no beans, no starch. Protein can be from eggs, meat, fish, goat or sheep's cheese, nuts, hemp, and seeds, hemp seeds. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. So before noon, protein only for breakfast. You can have a cup of coffee with real cream or real whipping cream or tea. You can see on your have the Kenzen Vital Balance meal replacement shake. You can have at breakfast, lunch, dinner, or a snack. You can have it anytime you want. It does not mean you need to have 4 a day. It just means that's an option. To raise protein, you can also add a raw egg to your shake. So, of course, we prefer grass-fed beef, but free-range chickens, not the ones that are in a cage. You can have eggs or meat for breakfast. Of course, we have Mag water throughout the day. We'll talk about that in a minute. Lunch, it can be a salad with lemon juice, spices, instead of the sugary salad dressings, of course. Add meat protein or tuna salad, egg salad, chicken salad. Throw on all the vegetables you want. For dinner, whenever you're not having the meal replacement shake, the Vital Balance, you need to take digestive enzymes to make sure that your body's breaking down the fats, proteins, carbohydrates, and fiber. For dinner, you can have 7 ounces of seafood, chicken, turkey, beef, or 2 to 3 eggs and vegetables. Snacks, Kenzen Vital Balance ice cream, which means you add more ice. You can also put unsweet coconut flakes on top, toasted almonds, just to make it a little bit more fun. You can have a cup of soup. You can have those snack pack tuna. They actually have tuna or chicken now. Edamame, celery or other vegetables with peanut or almond butter, and of course, Mag water. So here is the rest of the information. So let me go back. I think I went too far. Okay. So every day, I got to move this. So it's in my way. Can't see. Take your body weight, cut it in half. And this is how many grams of protein your body needs every day to reduce weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, that means you need 100 grams of protein. If you weigh 150 pounds, that means you need 75 grams of protein a day or more to reduce weight. It's also the number of ounces of Mag living water your body needs every day. So once again, 200 pounds, that means you need 100 ounces of Mag water. And that's just the healthiest water. It's mimicked what happens in a waterfall in nature. So your body knows what to do with it. Afternoon, all real vegetables are okay. Reducing or cutting out dairy entirely will increase your results because that can make your system sluggish. You may take your superfoods juice, Siaga, and progesterol later in the day. The Nikken Kenzen Detox Cleanse product may add your success as will exercise. We also have the Nikken Mega Daily 4, which you could take after lunch or after dinner. Quicker results are realized with 2 Vital Balance shakes a day. If you have a thyroid issue, ask for additional coaching because sometimes you have issues with cruciferous vegetables that might kind of slow down your results. Let's see, unlimited. Here's a whole list of all these different things that you can have that are unlimited. Barbara, you can unmute yourself if you have a question because I can't see it when I have the PowerPoint up. So look at all these unlimited vegetables you can have: algae, asparagus, beetroots, or beet greens, broccoli, Chinese, all the cabbages, cauliflower. There's a lot of things that you can have. Barbara, did you want to share something? Go ahead and talk if you do. Twice a week, there are things you want to limit because they're a little bit more carbs involved, which would be eggplant, Brussels sprouts, palm hearts, wax beans, green beans, and tomatoes. So those are just twice a week. And then once you reach your goal, we move into phase 2. which is the same as above. You just replace one protein shake for the second dinner protocol, either for breakfast or lunch. Anytime you have a bad eating day, the next day or two is a strict, just to get back on the plan. And let's
I
move
just
along.
wanted,
Yes, Barbara.
looking that, you know, that sometimes it takes a little bit to get acclimated. So that first 3 days is definitely vital to be really strict with. The other thing is, if you find it's not working, it's also you have to sleep. So sleep, water, and then food. You've got to make sure the body's fueled, that you're having those protein grams, because if you're not, it's going to hold on to everything. It's going to say, hey, you're not feeding me enough, right? And I'm just glad to be here with you, Linda. And I thought, well, let me just share, because we did this as a duo for many
We
years.
have, yes.
Grateful to have these tips and techniques, especially when you're traveling and you can't get the food that you like. It's a way to kind of help maintain and not gain. And as some people, I have actually helped put weight on. So it can be both and. You just have to learn and know where it's all coming from.
That's right. And on my website, vitalenergytips.com, I do have additional recipes, because sometimes, you know, especially the first time you do this, it's like, well, what do I have that I can eat? I can have salad, I can have vegetables, and I can have meat. Yes. So you look at this as an adventure. Like, what else could you have that would be delicious and quick? Because you do have to be prepared. You have these extra things on hand, like maybe jicama, and you start using spaghetti squash instead of rice and grains. You just start to get more creative. So on my website, I do have recipes that can be helpful, like these little egg cups. And that way, you know, the more prepared you are, the easier it is. And so here is the PyMag waterfall system, and you just pour the tap water in the top, and it's ultrafine filtration, so it takes out all the bad stuff, but it doesn't leave it as dead strip water. It's actually adding back the life, the healthy minerals, and it ionizes the water too, and then it passes through that magnetic field and it breaks up the cluster, so it makes it easier to actually absorb and hydrate the cells in your body. And as you can see, it actually creates the healthy super alkaline, like 8.5 to 9.5. And that's the filter. And then this is the Vital Balance meal replacement mix and what it's all about. So it is a functional food. So it helps people of any age stay healthy. And my mom, who is 85, she'll tell you that. Oftentimes she'll just have the shake for dinner because she doesn't feel like cooking, and it does have all of the great nutrition in it. It's quick and it's easy. So oftentimes when I'm super busy, I'll just do another shake. Just do another shake. You're feeding your cells, which is the whole purpose of eating in the first place. So it's designed by a team of scientists. It's based on biological research. It supports cognitive function, which is vitally important. And it contains a blend of 7 enzymes to aid digestion. A lot of meal replacements do not have the enzymes and the probiotics, the prebiotics in it. So your body isn't necessarily breaking it down. And that was actually part of the problem with the first eating plan foods that I was introduced to. A microscopist was checking different people, and their cells were malnourished. They weren't being fed. So that's what I love about the Vital Balance, is your cells are being fed. And it has all these great things that it does contain, that's supporting your nutrient absorption, your appetite regulation, cleansing and detoxing, your cognitive function, your digestive health, that natural 3rd generation stevia that I am so picky when it comes to sweeteners. And I'm like, I like this. Well, this tastes good. And it really does taste good. That's vitally important. It also has monk fruit, which naturally sweetens in a healthy way. It does make it a little thicker also. So it helps with the formation of lean muscle, immune system health, and metabolic fat burning. It doesn't contain any of these things, which is also really important. So there's no added salt, sugar, animal protein, antibiotics, artificial chemicals, colorings and flavorings, aspartame, fillers, fructose, gluten, GMO, lactose, preservatives, soy, sucralose, whey, or yeast. So take protein, take your body weight and cut it in half. This is how many grams of protein your body needs. We say this twice because you need to know that. Each serving of the Vital Balance, which is 2 scoops, offers 20 grams of organic vegetable proteins per serving, which is out of pea, chlorella, and rice, providing a complete protein. It helps formation of lean body mass, and there's no saturated fat or the calories of animal protein. MCTs, medium chain triglycerides, helps with appetite reduction, improve cognitive and neurological function, implications in neurodegenerative diseases, increased energy levels, improved athletic performance, improved mitochondrial function, reduced risk of arteriosclerosis, diabetes, cancers, cardiovascular disease, autoimmune diseases, and epilepsy, and the prevention of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It's also a mood enhancer, and it appears to make you happier. And I've noticed when I wasn't taking it, I'm not as happy. And I forgot all about this benefit. Assists regulation of insulin levels. Thermogenesis increases metabolic rate, mental acuity enhanced with immediate brain tissue nourishment and cell replenishment. So it's immediate food for the brain and also the heart. Lowered cholesterol, and it may help manage epilepsy, Alzheimer's, and autism. So there's no impact on your insulin levels with the KVB, that's its short name. It triggers thermogenesis that increases metabolic rate, supports mental acuity by providing immediate brain tissue nourishment and cell replenishment. So if it's used with water first thing in the morning, ketone bodies from the MCTs bypass glucose breakdown to produce energy. So it's immediate energy for your body. Increases tyrosine, which promotes alertness and energy. So you don't want to mix it with carbohydrates like milk, juice, or fruit, as this causes fatigue by increases tryptophan used to make serotonin, which calms. You don't want to be calmed in the morning. It's time to get going. I mean, some days you may want to be calmed, but not normally. So probiotics, we all know how great probiotics are for our bodies. I never knew it helped you digest your carbohydrates, and it also helps you to absorb your minerals, and it produces certain vitamins. We did know it helped your immune function. So probiotics is your good gut bacteria. It builds that stronger immune and digestive system. It increases your energy and your weight loss. You have better breath. That's cool. Healthier skin. Reduces cold and flu, and improved leaky gut and inflammatory bowel disease. And the Vital Balance, each serving contains over 2.4 billion of these healthy bacteria. You can also get healthy bacteria from yogurt, pickles, sauerkraut, and also kombucha. So one serving of Vital Balance contains more helpful bacteria than 10 containers of yogurt. Let that absorb in. That's a lot. So a natural and organic detoxifier. So there are natural and man-made toxins in our physical environment. So cilantro and open cell chlorella recognized as beneficial in assisting removal of heavy metals from your body. Synergistic combination with organic alfalfa, spirulina, broccoli, and spinach also contained in Vital Balance. So Moringa, the giving tree. I did a whole call on Moringa all by itself, but it has all these vitamins, minerals, the 18 amino acids, 46 antioxidants, and 36 anti-inflammatory compounds. And plus all these other nutrients, the chlorophylls, omegas 3, 6, and 9s, all in Moringa. 17 times the calcium of milk, 4 times the vitamins of carrots, 4 times the fiber of oats, 25 times the iron of spinach, and 15 times the potassium of bananas. 15 bananas. I couldn't do it. Okay, moving on. Come on, next page. I guess it really likes this slide. So in balance, Better than other protein shakes on the market for meal replacement for fat loss or for nutritional supplementation. It is not just a shake. 20 grams of vegetable protein from pea, chlorella, and rice, 130 calories per serving, magic medium chain triglycerides for direct heart and brain energy, natural heavy metal detoxification with chlorella and cilantro, probiotics for digestion and immune health, digestive enzymes for better breakdown and absorption, vitamins and mineral supplementation, contains your daily green vegetables, great vanilla taste, and the cost is only about $3.50 per serving. I just bought a coffee supplement, this chocolate mushroom, and it was $3 a serving. I'm like, huh, wow, that's a lot. So the Kenzen Cleanse and Detox, I do take this every day. And I was just at a photo shoot, and the makeup artist like, your skin is so healthy. And my other friend, she said, well, yeah, it's her lifestyle. And I'm like, oh, thank you for noticing. But your liver has over 500 vital functions that it does every day. And you start to see some like brown spots on your skin. It's like they used to call those liver spots. So how easy? Take your cleanse and detox every morning. You can do, it says to do 3 a day. You can take them all together. On the label, it says to do before every meal. And I talked to one of the experts who said, no, you can take them all together just to make sure they get in your body. So it supports all major liver functions, promotes weight management, anti-inflammatory booster, supports proper digestion, defends the liver from toxins, helps the body remove excess waste, aids the breakdown of fats, helps body cope with effects of stress and aging. Nutritionally supports the liver, an organ that performs over 500 vital functions and maintains more than 2,000 enzyme systems. That's just crazy. So this is easy. I've done it for years and I will keep doing it. So our digestion complex 420. So 4 means it's for fats, proteins, carbohydrates, and protein. 20 means there's 20 different specific digestive enzymes that acts on all those types of macronutrients. So anytime you're not having the Vital Balance meal replacement, you take one of these digestive enzymes before the meal. And, sometimes if you're having like a really heavy meal that you think this might need a little bit more, then you take 2. I love this one because it just fulfills all of the needs that our body might need from having a meal. So here we go. The most advanced, effective, complete, affordable, nutritious superfood on the market is the KVB. And I believe that is the end of that. So I know we have several people that have been on this program. Would you please unmute yourself and share what you like about it, what you love about it? And here's my partner that we've done so many of these classes together, Barbara Bertucci. So go ahead and share a minute.
How long have we been on this program?
9 years. Heather figured it out for us earlier.
Said, in my 40s, all of a sudden I needed glasses. On my 40th birthday, on my 50th, I started getting that little tub around my belly. And I'm like, no, this is not happening to me. No, 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 no. And I joined the gym. I got really diligent and it was not coming off, right, Linda? We couldn't lose that little bit of whatever that was that just kind of creeps up on you. And it's like, wait a minute, we can do this. But what we did when we were younger didn't work at that time. And so, we found this doctor and we just listened and we went there, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times because she would not have it. She didn't have any slides. She would just hold up fruit and things and talk. And we finally, thank you, Linda, got it all down. And her plan was all soy, and I'm a breast cancer thriver. It's like, no, can't do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was a vegetarian at the time. And so that shifted it a bit, trying to find my protein. But I tell you, doing that, I lost 8 pounds in 10 days. Now that's in probably the 2 weeks, putting it over that. But I had parked the gym because I was moving, and I was not doing as much exercise as I needed to do. And I work hard to get to bed earlier, but I tell you, sometimes I push that clock a little bit.
That's why you're
more.
moving to California. It'll then be earlier.
This is probably my to this call too. Like,
I know we won't see you again, but yeah. But it takes a commitment, and doing it with a buddy, because you're more likely to commit to a buddy than yourself. So when we're on it together, it's like, okay, I'm on it.
And you said snacks are really important to have around. I eat almost every 2 hours, if not more than that. Pickles
That's not
are
recommended. That's just Barbara, by the way.
pickles you can eat, but no, of the ones you can have all you want, you can eat those.
Yeah,
Pickles,
like dill pickles.
Yep. You can cut celery and put that in your refrigerator in a jar. You can I know Heather took turkey and did a whole breast of turkey and cut it up and then just put them in baggies to take out the door there. I always had boiled eggs around. And then, if you go to a party, if party is coming up, bring your own jicama or your own celery. So you dip with your own vegetables so that you have it and you have your own snack. You just get good at bringing your own snacks or eating before you go to the party. And the mini shake, don't forget, you can just have 1 scoop and a half a thing and just do that while you're trying to figure out what to eat for dinner. So that's a really great one. I see Heather shaking her head. Take it away, Heather.
Let's add Heather into this. Oh.
I just think that that was part of my dilemma. Sometimes I was so hungry and I didn't want to make something, so I would fall off my my plan. So having a half of a shake was just wonderful. I still do that. If I'm hungry and I don't know what quite to eat right now, or it's going to take me a while and I'm really hungry, I'll do that. It's a really great way to, to pacify that urge, because when we're hungry, we make erroneous decisions. I'll just say that.
That's true. That's where hangry came from, right?
Yes. Or for
deviled
tired
eggs.
too.
I mean, I learned to make deviled eggs, and actually had fun with it, especially when you pipe them on. It's like it's the little things that make you happy sometimes.
Yeah, I love doing my tuna in the Peruvian. I do it in a Peruvian American way. I combine 2 recipes from my Spanish family and my American family, and it's really easy. And we'll put it up there online when
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
And capers on your deviled eggs are great too. You've got the different things.
Capers. Okay. And I would combine tuna salad and egg salad, mix it all together, and that's a whole different salad.
Well, yeah, my tuna salad has eggs in it. Has some apples in it, not a lot, but it gives it that crunch that I like, and it gives it and some lemon or lime. I tend to use lime because in Peru we use lime a lot. In the States we use lemon more. But I tend to use lime a lot more.
After the first week or 10 days, let's say, you can then put a little bit of nuts in your salad. So you can put some hemp seed or sunflower seed.
Hemp seed, you can use those all the time. Yeah.
Yes.
And that'll give you a little bit more protein as well. And then just ask if you're out for a 3-egg omelet, But if it's your first meal of the day, no veggies in it. But if it's after your first meal of the day, then you can have the veggies and stuff in your omelet, and really no cheese to lose the weight.
Yeah, no cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I even had to do no cheese when I hit a plateau in what was it, June of that year, or May or June. It was months afterward, and I was stuck at 1 poundage, and it was because I was eating cheese. So I cut out the cheese and right away I went, down another what, 20 pounds.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not forever. And we always talk about it 7 days at a time. You can do anything for 7 days. So your first commitment, just 7 days. And if you need to, just commit 1 day at a time.
Yes.
Just 1 day. In fact, you can even put on your refrigerator. It's just 1 day.
Yep.
Patty
Well,
Jane,
Dave-
you have a question?
No,
Unmute.
but I've got a picture to share with you all if I can do it.
Okay.
Let me share
Day
screen.
3 was my hardest shake. I mean, my hardest day because of the cravings. But once you pass day 3, you don't crave anymore, guys. So it's really a great thing to have. And Linda has a tip when you get into phase 2 is to have your sweet or your fruit in the late afternoon. Not
Which would
in the
be
morning.
berries. I mean, just a little bit of berries. You eat them one at a time. If you're that's phase 2. That's not the beginning. We don't want to confuse you or give you hope there.
I also want to share that I found a new wrap that's made out of eggs. I love it.
Yeah?
OMG, it's wonderful. They're just made out of eggs. They're just big wraps made out of
I've
eggs.
seen those at the grocery store, but I hadn't tried them.
And they're great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good to know. Cool.
Like a piece of bread. Instead of a piece of bread, you have that. Or instead of a flour tortilla, you have that.
And
it's
then there's
just
the
wonderful.
lettuce, the bigger lettuce leaves to treat that.
Yes.
To put like your tuna
Yes.
salad or whatever
This is
in
the
also.
deli section. It's
There it
called
is.
Stray peas.
Egg wraps.
Yep.
Perfect.
They're really thin, so you might have to take 2, but they're really great. And I figured out the difference between the yellow and the green. There's a green wrapper, but to me they're the same. But it's really good. And if you have a lot of phlegm and such, or other things, okay, candida is something that is very prominent in women. And yes, eggs might have something to do with this, but giving up the dairy, giving up all the sugar really puts a different type of cleanse in your system. And it's really amazing. It's a whole shift. And like Linda was talking about her skin, and our organic skincare is tremendous. So the blend of those 2 things happening together
And the
our
detox cleanse. Yeah. Mhm.
and the water.
And the water. And the wellness home. So Hattie Jane, you're going to share a photo?
If you can you allow me to share screen?
Is it asking you to ask?
Yeah, it usually does.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Heather, you could probably show yours too.
Now, is it anything coming up?
Yep.
Okay, and just as a comparison, that's what I was before and after
Wow.
my first.
Wow, Hattie Jane.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
So
Wow.
I'm ready to push again.
Wow,
That's
that's amazing.
Thank you for sharing. That's awesome.
Thank you
Great
for allowing
picture.
me to.
Of course. Thank you. Wow. Well, this has been fun. Anybody else have anything they want to share? Or
That
ask-
picture was impressive. One picture is worth 1,000 words. I bet that motivated. Yeah, I got remotivated.
Come join us. Come join us.
Oh,
There
that
we
was
go.
another thing. Do it with a partner. I found that was what helped me the most, because I had doubts and I had concerns and I had, days where I just didn't want to, so I had a partner and I had multiple partners and we would just talk a few minutes a day and it was wonderful. It was very uplifting and inspiring because some days they would be off and other days I would be off and we would just, go back and forth and help each other, assist each other. And it was really lovely to do that with. I mean, we lost, I don't know how many pounds together, but at the beginning, there was like about 30 people on. And it was really
That's true.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's really fun. So get a buddy.
Get a buddy. And we
And a
do
buddy.
recommend like real salt or Himalayan salt. You do need that in your body every day also.
Yes.
And if you're a meat eater, you might want to consider progesterol if you are going to eat a lot of the fatty meats. We recommend the leaner meats, but progesterol is definitely something to help you digest your fats.
Which
Have
means
to
you can have the real spinach salad with a hot bacon dressing.
I'm gonna
Homemade.
go on queen bed, Heather. I have your queen bed, B or Linda.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Well, we're still recording, so I'm gonna stop recording and we'll move
May I
about our
make one
day.
more suggestion?
Yes.
Clear everything out of the house that are sitting there, even if it's for other folks, so that you don't have it available to you, because it's very powerful and it will get you go eating that stuff whether you should or not.
Because you know it's there. I know.
No, because you
Temptation.
want it. Because you
Take
want it.
temptation away. Yes, take temptation away. Yes, that's always a good model to follow.
That's true. And so we are going to have the second Friday of every month here, at least for the next quarter. We're gonna be taught. Our focus will be on vital balance on that brainstorm Friday call. So we're here to support each other. So to our success.
Yes.